Hey everybody, Taz from Critical Thinking Anarchist here. So this week we're doing another episode on Alyssa Milano and her panel of guests, her Vote Now initiative or whatever it is. I'm going to try this a little differently this time. Last time I tried talking over the entire thing and, it ended up being a 50 plus minute video and not many people watched it. And who wants to sit there and watch a 1 hour video of someone talking over Alyssa Milano, even if it is yours truly. So this time I'm doing kind of a TLDR version. So I watched the video so you don't have to, and I'll throw up, my usual still shots of it because, again, there's no point in going over the video because it's very boring and it's very droning. And I even had to skip, forward little bits and pieces as the people were talking. So this time, and as in the first one, Alyssa keeps stating that this is a non-partisan group, but she only has on liberals. Also, her entire platform is dedicated to trying to prove anything and everything Trump says is wrong without mentioning him by name. So, in this particular episode, it is apparently about the safety of mail-in voting. There's 8 minutes of intros and then nothing specific. At about the 8-minute 45-second mark, they talk about voter fraud and mail-in voting. The vote could be compromised if you mail in your vote. And so they talk about how safe it is and how there is zero evidence that there are people voting multiple times with mail-in votes, absentee votes, and mail-in votes, and then voting in person. Oddly enough, in the previous episode, they stated that Wi-Fi enables cyber attacks on voting machines despite zero actual attacks on Wi-Fi voting machines. They even state that there have been zero attacks and zero proof of evidence of possible attacks on voting machines that have Wi-Fi capabilities, but they said those are dangerous. For another while, she goes on to talk about people saying their votes don't matter, and again, another wrong rambling between the two of them about nothing. Oh wait, they agree that different viewpoints are good, as long as those viewpoints are what Alyssa agrees with. Then they talk about how to protect the Postal Service. Hey, I got an answer for you. First, go work for them. They need help. Their employee workforce is aging. People are getting ready to retire. Fewer people want to work for the Postal Service. They are understaffed right now. It's a good job, good benefits, good pay. If you really want to help out the Postal Service, go work for them. Secondly, the USPS needs to change. They cannot sustain their current model. There's a lot of waste, a lot of things that need to be done smarter and better. That's just a fact. That's why Trump put LaJoie into this thing, because they wanted someone who has more of a business sense mind. I'm not saying the decisions he's making are right, but they can't continue the way they are. Something needs to change. And then she gets a football player on, kind of, after several delays. And there's more nothingness. He pretty much takes over the role that Tara Strong did in the previous video. So, he's just a celebrity who comes on and talks about how important it is to vote. And then she goes into the poll about who's voting for whom and how, and nobody cares. At the 26-minute mark, more people who have nothing to do with mail-in votes or the USPS, including Colorado State Secretary of State, who is, of course, a Democrat, just like the Washington State Attorney General who was on earlier. Oh, now it's systemic racism to not allow people to vote because they aren't registered or disallow mail-in voting. Apparently, non-white people don't have the ability to go to the polls and must be allowed to mail in their ballots. Just because it affects a portion of the population more than another doesn't mean that it's intended to be that way. At the 34-minute mark, you can track your ballot. If your ballot can be tracked, that means your information is not anonymous. The whole point is to have anonymous voting. And if you can track your ballot, then everyone can track your ballot, and your information is not safe and is not secure, which again was the entire point of the first video. And now more talking on how to get others to vote, whatever. That's pretty much the last 20 plus minutes where she's just fear-mongering people into voting. The hypocrisy is astounding. And once again, they had about 240, 50 people who watched this video. And, again, Alyssa Milano has several million people, or at least 1 point some million people who follow her. And she's on several different handles because she really is strongly committed to this whole voting thing. And by voting, of course, I mean voting Democrat. She's very strong on getting people to vote Democrat for her causes. So she's got at least 3 Twitter handles that she's on fairly regularly, because one's for her podcast, one's for herself, and one is for something else regarding this whole thing, the Vote Now initiative or whatever it is. So yeah, she's got a lot of people following, and yet can only get 240 some to watch. Go figure that one. Apparently, enough of her people just don't care. But that's all I got for you today, making it a much shorter video, hopefully a much more palpable video for you guys, and I'll try and do better from here on out. Anyway, you guys take care. Please like and share the video, subscribe for more content, comment in the comment section on what you think of all this stuff, and I will talk to you later.